Hello, this is Pastor Roland. Today I want to talk about how to get better. A lot of people today have some really bad issues, health problems, chronic health problems, not to mention financial and relationship and all manner of problems. Okay? Not that people haven't always had problems in the past, but it seems now that um, it seems now that things are worse because um, people don't know where to turn. Don't know where to turn. And the help that you get is somewhat helpful, but it's not really the answer. Okay? It's like a helping hand. There are a lot of facilities and groups and everywhere, churches, on the internet, there's all kinds of help. So there's a lot of help, and some of it is very nice, but it's not quite the answer. You need you need something that's a little more solid. In other words, you need something that's more authoritative. And there's nothing more authoritative than the truth, spoken in such a way that it wakes you up. Okay? Wakes you up to the real truth. See, if I speak words of truth, then they are words. I'm speaking words, sounds in the air. Or if I write things that I'm writing, putting ink on paper. If I speak with a good spirit, if my intent is to awaken, and I don't put any guile in it, no trickery, no treachery, keep myself out of it, keep my ego out of it, and just speak the plain and simple truth, okay, then this good spirit in me might awaken you to the truth, like the truth with a capital T, the truth that what you know in your heart, because that's what can solve all your problems. Okay, to to reconcile with what you know in your heart, so you become separated from it. You become separated from your innocence, from good, from the guiding light that could have guided you, and from love. And how have you become separated? Well, people did a number on you. Most of them were just foolish and misguided. They didn't know any better. Some were maybe wicked, but most of them were just foolish, misguided, and angry. See? I'm sure your mom was probably angry at her husband or your father. Okay? Your dad was angry at what? At your mom. And he was angry at injustice, things that were happening at work. See? Everybody's angry. Your older brother, your older sister, what were they angry at? They were teased. Somebody was teasing them at school or being cruel to them, pressuring them. There's very little love, okay, around. But in a way, it can have a happy ending, because through suffering and through having seen the limits of human love, which is not really love at all, you perhaps keep searching for the real thing. See? And that's the value in suffering. By suffering, you might cry out for real answers. So you became separated from your own ground of good. You became, see, one of the things that people don't understand is that, see, God is there, but you've become separated from Him, or from the awareness of His presence, and from the warmth and the love that could come from Him to you. You've become separated from it. The truth is there, but you're separated from it. That's why you become confused and follow wrong authorities. See? And forgiveness is there. Okay? But you have to grasp it. But what you're doing is you've fallen into the cesspool of your mind. You've fallen into the emotions, into the miasma of your emotions and your daydreams and your fantasies and your illusions. And there you are. And then you struggle. You struggle. You think by puffing and puffing like an ego, you can solve your own problems. See? or you think you can, through study, find your way to the help that you need. See? But what you need to see is that there's a couple of things that you need to give up. See, you're blocked. But what's blocking you? Okay? It's, first of all, it's resentment. Resentment is blocking you. Resentment against your parents, against other people. See, and then you turn it on yourself. It's hate. It blocks you from love, blocks you from understanding. See, when you were a child, for example, if people were talking at you instead of to you, you know how people, they didn't have understanding. You tried to tell them something and they didn't have understanding, and all they misinterpreted and made it seem like you were bad just for saying anything, and they didn't have understanding. Okay? Okay, well, now you don't have understanding either for your own problems and for others. If you have children, you don't have understanding either. You can't. It's impossible because you're blocked from it. You're separated from it. See? That's why you can't solve your own problems. So you have to find understanding. And the other thing that's blocking you, which has to do, of course, also with resentment, is you have a big ego. A great big ego. You're always playing God. Okay? Especially judging other people. See, I have to laugh because people say, well, I don't know if there's a right or wrong, right? They say, I don't know if there's a right or wrong, or, you know, it all depends, or what's right for you is right for you. You know, people say that sort of thing, right? But just do something, just do anything to somebody that's not quite right, and they know it immediately. See? Walk up to them and take their thing away from them. Or call them or say something about them that's not true. Or talk behind their back. See? They know, they sense that it's what you did was wrong. See? So we do have a sense of right and wrong. But it needs to be more it has to be clear, and it has to be nuanced, but you also have to let it apply to you. Okay? You have to see your own wrong. You're so busy judging other people that you don't see what's wrong with you. You don't see that your judgments of them are wrong. So what is your problem then? I'm talking generic. I'm just talking to the average listener. Okay? I'm not talking to you particularly, just the average person when I say you. Somebody who's listening in. Typically, their problem is resentment and hatred and anger. Toward who? Toward their parents. Their dad who wasn't there for them, or mom who was nagging, or yelled at him, or screamed at him, or was seductive, or somebody that did something to them. See, one thing after another went wrong, and we blame people. Okay? We blame other people, and we hate them. So that has to go. You have to see that your hatred of other people and your resentment of other people is wrong. And you have to let it go. And the only way you're going to see that, really see it, not just intellectually, but really see it, is if you can become still and allow the truth to penetrate you. See, now you run. As soon as there's a little bit of truth, you run from it. Where do you run? You escape into the imagination, into your thoughts. And your thoughts comfort you and console you or entertain you. See, even when your thoughts are negative, worries, doubts, fears, they distract you and keep you away from the truth. See, other people, music, see, entertainment. These have all evolved to become forms of advanced forms of temptation and seduction, tempting you and seducing you from what? From the truth. See, to just sit very quietly, okay, and allow the truth to penetrate. Penetrate so that you sit there and realize that you're full of hate, you're full of judgment, full of anger, and just see that it's not good, and regret the way you are. And also see that you can't make yourself right. You can't change yourself no more than your parents could, see? When you really see, when you see that you're wrong, but you can't make yourself right, when you really see that and you regret what you see about yourself, and all you can do is just sit there and regret and wish with all your heart that you were different, but realize you can't make yourself better, can't make yourself different, can't save yourself. When you see that, the truth penetrates, and it's like a catharsis. You see the truth and you perhaps weep, shed tears, sob. Okay? Yeah, and you finally say, yeah, I hated my mom. I hated my dad. See, I ruined my kids. I was impatient with them. I turned them against their father. See, things like that. You see things like that and you weep. Okay? Not for other people, but quietly before the truth. And a very interesting thing will happen. Number one, you will realize that the truth doesn't hate you. God shows you you're wrong. And when you're sorry, see, then it feels, it's a sad glad. See, you're sad about what you see about yourself, but you're glad to come clean. How wonderful it is to come clean. Okay? Then, after it's over, and then, after that bout of pain, and that's what it is, mostly pain to your ego. Your ego resents seeing that it's wrong. But if you can see that you're wrong without resenting it. See, another thing is a lot of your problems, emotional problems, health problems, are a result of not making amends with and reconciling with what you know in your heart, your inner ground of good. So you transfer the symptoms for your angers, your hatreds, your resentments, your judgments, your impatience, your running away from truth, your ambitious trying to solve your own all of those things are transferred, see, to your body. Okay? So your body reflects the state of your soul. Okay? So, but if you could be still, become still, and allow the truth to penetrate and to purge you, have a catharsis, reconcile with the truth. See? Then after that, you realize that God doesn't hate you. Okay? He just wants you to see that you were wrong, and then you're better. Okay? And then the enmity between your soul and God is gone. See? Right now there has been enmity between your soul and God. You've run from the truth, avoided it, run from God. You've even hated Him, blamed Him, see? You blame Him too. You blame other people and you blame Him. See? Then you blame yourself. And when you turn the blame and the hate and the anger on yourself, then it becomes what? Depression. Then you open yourself up to all kinds of negative thoughts. See? Now so I said that all of these things like music, see, music can be nice. A little bit of music, not too much, can be nice, especially if it's good quality music, something uplifting. Okay, it can be nice, but not too much, just a little bit. It's like having a little bit of, I don't know, a little bit of toast and butter with jelly on. Okay, very delicious, tasty, but not too much. Okay, a little bit. Maybe a little piece of chocolate. Okay, a little piece of chocolate once in a while, but not too much. But when you use the chocolate to escape into it, into the food, see, into the music, then it becomes a temptation. See, because you're using it to escape from the truth, to escape from God. See, from conscience. Okay. So the more you want to escape, the more you want to be right and not admit you're wrong, and the more you want to escape, the more temptations are wheeled into place, and the more power that you give them power by your own um, lusting after them and desiring them to help you escape. See? In other words, I have no interest. For example, I'm just giving you a little example. For example, I have no interest in smoking. I have no interest in marijuana. I have no interest in drinking. No interest. If somebody handed me a drink, well, I might have a little sip of it, and then it would either taste, be tasty, or it might taste yucky. But then I don't think I'd like it, see? Because I have no need of it. I'm happy with my conscience. I'm friends with my conscience. I want to live in reality. I want to be as aware as possible. For me, that's the joy, to be as aware as possible. To see my own boo-boos, see those and faults. See them, not resent seeing them. But then I see wonderful truths, shining truths, sweet things, butterflies, and science. And I don't want to diminish my awareness one iota. So all of those things are of no interest to me. But see, if a person wants to escape from conscience, from God, from realizing that they're wrong, then those things become more and more enticing. But each time you have a drink, all you're doing is increasing your guilt, because it's another escape. And then you have more guilt for having escaped. And then if you're unwilling to face the truth, then you need to have something stronger to help you escape from the second guilt. And now you have a third and a fourth every time you escape, using music or marijuana or work, whatever. So you can misuse anything. But you see now that gives temptation its power. See, it doesn't really have power, but it has an allurement because of your improper need of it. See, use it. You use it. See, but then when you use it, you become its slave. See, if you don't belong to God, then you belong to it. See, life is very decisive. What they say, no man can serve two masters or ride two horses. You either serve God or you serve the other guy who supports you in your pride. But then after he's totally corrupted you, the other guy, the guy with the horns, totally corrupted you, then what? Then he torments you with negative thoughts. See what I mean? So it'd be so much better just to sit still, get the little meditation that I have, for example, and see if it works for you. But just to sit still and become aware, and become aware of your conscience. There it is, and then just abide with it. There's a beautiful scripture, Psalm 27, the last verse, I think. It says, "Wait upon the Lord. Be of good courage, and he will strengthen your heart." Wait upon the Lord. See? It's a beautiful thing to become a friend of God. And then after that, just wait upon him. Let him, if anything needs to be seen, he'll show it to you. And if something needs to be done, you'll see that it needs to be done. Life can be so simple. See? Walking with God is so much better than any other alternative. Okay? So, I've given you some good information here. I hope it's helpful to you. My name is Pastor Rome.